Hey again. So I think I figured out a way to handle the score multiplier problem that we said in the last video. Um, if you've not seen the first video, go and check it out because this probably won't make a lot of sense what I'm about to talk about. Uh, so what we were trying to do was I was trying to figure out how to get this score multiplier scene working, even after Apple has sort of rejected it for having, like, you can enter a code to increase your score multiplier. So I've got to figure out a way to do that. And one of the thoughts was, I think it's similar to Temple Run, whereby you play for a length of time, like say 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it may be, and then your score multiplier gets increased over that time. And it's sort of a good way to I guess get players to keep playing because they will constantly come back and back and back to the game. So what I've done here is basically, this is the main game script that you can see right here. And this function here is what happens when it's game over, when the little main character orb hits a square, then it's game over. So what I decided to do here is basically just add in the comment that, hey, this is this is so that we can get how long the player has been in the main game actually playing the game, not like they've opened the game and they've left it in the menu scene or something like that. It's his actual playtime. And this only gets called once when the player dies. So what I'm doing here is I'm recording the amount of time that the player stays in the game, playing the game, so that then later, and I can say, okay, so every say 15 or 20 minutes that the player has been in the game, let's increase the score multiplier, whatever it may be. So, and obviously we need to kind of show the player that they're progressing and that the score multiplier is going up as well. So that's one of the things that I'm trying to do here and trying to sort of figure this out. This isn't a tutorial like I've mentioned before. This is just me sort of coding and thinking at the same time, thinking out aloud on video. So what I've done here is I've set a float. The player prefs is basically the persistent data. Player prefs allows you to store data in the device so that even if the game is turned off, it stays in there. It's like saving it to a hard disk or something, or a flash drive. So what we're doing is setting a float value, and we're going to call that float value the total time playing game. And what we want to do is basically the time since level loaded is how long has this scene been running. This is the main game scene, so this is the one that we want to look at. So if it's been running for 10 seconds, once it's game over, what we'll do is we'll put that information into the total time played variable, like that piece of information. But we also want to add it, we want to increment it. So if with 5 seconds we played the first time, and then 30 seconds we played the second time, and 1 minute the next time, then we want to add those together, which is what this is, the plus player prefs get float total time played. So it adds the previous value to and adds the extra time that the player has just played inside the game. And then what we're doing here on the second line is we're just adding a debug log, which is basically shows the console like how much time has actually been, how much time the player has been in the game, and it's just feedback for us in the console so that we know that things are working. Now I've just previously tested this and it's working okay, so I'll just show you how it works. So let me just play the game. I'm going to clear my console as well. Okay, so let me just see if I go to Window Console. Alright, so that's fine. And it's not very smooth, the screen capture software, so sorry about that. But it doesn't matter too much, we're just demonstrating this. Okay, so boom, game over. We go to the console, which is the debug thing, and there it says character hit falling object, which was the function that it was called in. And then total time playing is 15.53. Okay, that's great. So that includes the times that I played before. So 15.5. Alright, let's play another session. And we're just going to die on purpose. Boom. Okay. Okay, yeah, 19.42, and let's just do it one more time. Clear that out so that it's a little bit tidier. Okay, game over, and let's go back to the console. And there we go, 23.38997. Okay, so that's great. So we've got a float value, which is basically how many seconds the player has been in the game, which is great. And the whole point of this score multiplier scene and this level and increasing the score multiplier is to give players a goal, and obviously to bring them back to the game, and you know, give them some reward for staying in the game longer as well, of course. I think it works well on a lot of games with like XP, and it's a similar sort of system as well. So, you know, I definitely recommend looking into something like a score multiplier or an XP system or something like that. We just implemented it in one of the other games, and so we're going to see how that goes. And I can, if anybody wants to know how it sort of goes after we implemented the score multiplier system, like, you know, drop me a comment down, and we'll do a video on sort of you know, sort of a developer diary video on how that went. Not so much a tutorial, but just kind of reporting and giving you guys some feedback so that you can do it in your games. So okay, so the next thing that we wanted to do is we basically want to now look at this, how long the player has been in the game. So I'm just gonna, and this script here is basically a script on a script for the score multiplier scene, the score multiplier level, and I'm basically going to put the code in here somewhere to increase the score multiplier, because it's on iPhone only. On Android you can enter the code no problem. There seems to be no issue there, but on iPhone we've got to do something a little bit different. So that's why we're saying here, if iPhone, then do this. But if it's not the iPhone, if it's an Android or a web player, then don't worry about it. So okay, so I'm just going to pause it right here, and I'm going to like let my brain tick over a little bit so that you're not just watching me think. And I will come back and continue in a moment. Okay, stay tuned. Bye.